Senior public officials in the eThekwini municipality have been accused of electioneering using state resources ahead of the polls in November. eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda has today introduced service delivery programs valued at over 50 million rand for the Mona informal settlement, which is north of Durban. But some residents there have cast doubt about his commitment to community service, citing his timing. Newzroom Afrika's reporter Nkosikhona Duma is there and joins us live now. Nkosikhona, a very good afternoon to you. Tell us exactly why some of the residents of the Mona informal settlement have expressed displeasure with Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda.
A very good afternoon to you, Tammy. Well, the residents here at the Mona informal settlement, which is just on the outskirts of Tongat, north of Durban, not very far away, in fact, from the King Shaka International Airport, are saying that they've been raising issues of electricity supply, issues of water and sanitation, as well as housing for years. And for the mayor of eThekwini, Mxolisi Kaunda, to come here, a month and a few weeks before the election is really telling of someone who's determined, to guess their votes, but then not listen to their issues when it's time to do that. They're also accusing the mayor of trying to win the word over from the DA, because from where we're at, this is a DA control ward, and it's really the site of South Africa's social ills. Sami, if I can just paint that picture to you, it is rural. There's a high unemployment rate. There are illegal electricity connections everywhere, and people are generally displeased with government. At least those are the sentiments that they have expressed here. Nonetheless, the mayor of eThekwini, Mxolisi Kaunda, here came with a large convoy of municipal officials and politicians and said, look, we are committed to community service. It just so happened really that the approval and the necessary funding availability of this project coincides with the electioneering process ahead of November's elections.
And as you say, Nkosikhona, these are the type of service delivery issues that communities around the country are complaining about. So the timing here, according to the community, rather suspect to them. Given that, and that said, was there a timeline given by the mayor as to when the rollout of these 50 million rand projects would actually begin?
Well, there was no clear timeline about that, because some of the projects, we are told, were launched by the predecessor of the mayor. So that was Zandile Gumede back in 2016. So there's a housing project not very far away from where I'm standing. Zandile Gumede, shortly after her election, came here and said community members will benefit from this housing project. But there are people who are saying that they were born here and have lived here all their lives. Some are saying that they're all just 35. They qualified for these RDP houses, and they were on the list, but to their surprise, they have not been allocated a unit in that state-funded housing complex. The mayor of eThekwini as well saying that this community, Tammy, because some of the people here said that they haven't had water since Thursday, and not a single water tanker has actually come to supply them. The eThekwini Mayor Nkosikhona Duma saying that these issues will be addressed to us here, and he listened to these community members, but because there was the DA councillor, who is essentially the elected public official for this area, as well as some ANC officials, it quickly became a political hotbed, with many of them competing to speak to, of course, to Newzroom Afrika, stating their cases. But of course, the interesting voice, I guess, was from the people who live here, who live in these conditions, and they are saying that they haven't had water since Thursday, and they're just hoping that the mayor will do good on his promise at addressing these particular issues before the local government elections in November, because they fear that if that process surpasses, if they don't get the assistance that they need, they might have to wait another 5 years. Suffice to say, Tami, Kaunda said that currently this community has a water reservoir that can only carry about 1 megaliter of water, and they have now invested 32 million rand to ensure that water reservoir can now carry about 5 megaliters of water.
Thank you very much, Nkosikhona Duma, for that update. Certainly, the election trail, officials from various political parties making their way to different wards and different locations around the country, giving the promises to the communities in exchange for a vote and hopefully deliverables on their side should they be voted in. Thank you very much for that update. He comes to us from eThekwini.